Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm just driving back to my house, and I just figured I'd see what you all are up to. So my vertigo's been kicking in pretty good today. I've been working on the motorcycle, trying to get it ready for this year, or this summer, and me and one of my buddies yesterday were working on it, and I replaced the turn signal switch on it, and we turned around and we were replacing the grips, and we were doing the throttle side first, and now something's binding. We haven't figured out what it is yet, but something's binding where you give it full throttle and it stays there. You got it until you manually force it back. It's not retracting back. But the spring portion on the side of the motor where the throttle plate is seems like it's not the problem. It seems like it's actually in the throttle itself. So if anyone's got any ideas on that, it's a 2004 Honda Shadow. It's a VT 1100 Sabre. You know, let me know. Put it in the comments below. But I'm back and forth if I want to go to Connecticut this weekend, but I don't know if I'm going to or not. I haven't fully decided. It's a lot of money, and it's a long trip, and my vertigo's been beating me up a little bit, and that kind of makes me nervous when I'm far away like that, because if something happens where I can't drive, I'm kind of stuck, but I haven't fully decided yet. We'll figure it out. But I get the vertigo spells periodically from, what seems to trigger is if I got a sinus infection, and or if I'm laying down on my back working on something, like if I'm working on my truck, or if I'm like yesterday I was working on the motorcycle while laying down trying to work on the throttle plate, because I don't have a lift for the motorcycle, but it messes you up for a day or two, and it messes you up, sometimes driving. Like right now I feel like I'm fine, but it gives you like that effect where you feel like you got a 100-pound weight on top of your head, or kind of like how you get just before you're starting to get drunk. It feels like your head's real heavy, it's kind of weird. But anyhow, guys, I replaced the turn signal switch, and everything seems to be working good now, with the exception of my horn. My horn still doesn't seem to work. It works a little bit, but it doesn't really work that good. So I'm probably going to just buy an aftermarket horn of some sort to really lay in it. Because you need your horn. If somebody cuts in front of you, you got to be able to lay on the horn. And the stock horn wasn't very good anyhow. So my buddy Jeff had told me a long time ago about a horn that was like a really loud, obnoxious air horn that it gave you a little push button you hook to your handlebars, and I think I might look for that. Obviously Jeff's not here no more, so I can't ask him what it was, but I'm gonna go through some of my text messages with him and try to figure out exactly what it was that he recommended, and see if I can find it. But anyhow, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm feeling pretty good now. I'm getting ready to go back to work. I'm going to be back on to where I can do all my full lifting and whatnot, supposedly, I think it's next week. So the doctor's been letting me lift a little bit more and more weight to kind of progressively get myself into lifting weight again. I'm still going to take it easy because I don't want to go through all this again. Well, yeah, guys, it's going to be hopefully going to be a good summer. I'm going to try and get some miles on the motorcycle this year. There's a chance I might sell my Honda Shadow next year and buy the Victory I wanted. So right before my buddy Jeff passed away last I guess it was winter, it was a few months ago, I had found the Victory Cross Country. It was gunmetal gray, and man, when I tell you I fell in love with this motorcycle, I wanted that bike so bad. It was only 60 $6,500 or $6,900 or something, and unfortunately I didn't have cash money to go and just buy it. But my buddy Jeff and I were talking a lot about it, and he knew that was the bike I really wanted for years and years and years. And but anyhow, I applied for the financing and I got accepted for it, so I could have had it. But they wanted like $200 and something a month for the payment, but that wasn't that big of a deal. But the interest rate, they wanted like 24% interest, and you know, my credit score isn't that bad. You know, like I want to say, you know, at that time it was in the mid 700s, like it's, you know, like 750 or something. Like there was no reason for an interest rate like that. You know, I don't know what it is right now, but anyhow, I just declined on buying the bike. I just said, you know, it's not worth it. And I was I remember talking with my buddy Jeff then. He knew I was sad that I lost out on that bike, but I said, you know what, if it's meant to be, it will happen. And anyhow, I'm still interested in getting one at some point, so maybe next year I'll look at buying one. But I'm also interested, you know, now that he's passed on, I'm gonna wait and kind of see like what happens. But he had a couple Harley Davidsons that were really nice, and he had one. It was a 2012 Dana Wide Glide. He had bought that recently. He hadn't had the bike very long. I want to say probably a year ago he may have bought it, and it's the exact bike that I looked at buying several years ago. Right down to the same color and everything. The bike is beautiful. And I forget what he paid for it. But anyhow, I don't know if his brothers or his family is gonna look at selling that bike. You know, because it's too early for me to really ask his brothers and, you know, what he's planning on doing with his street bikes and whatnot. But if he decides to sell that motorcycle, I'm going to see if I can work out some kind of a deal to buy that bike from him. You know, if I got enough money at the time, obviously. Because I wouldn't mind that bike either, because that was a really nice bike. And like I say, a few years back, I came real close to buying one of those bikes. And my daughter really likes Harley Davidson too, so like, you know, and my wife does, so what the hell, maybe I'll buy a Harley instead of a Victory, you know. But anyhow, we'll see what happens. I really like riding motorcycles, and I haven't done a whole lot of riding the last few years, mainly because I didn't have anyone to really ride with out here. But and I like riding with more than one person. I don't like riding by myself. I never really have. I've always been a being in a pack of bikes type of guy, you know. But anyhow, we'll see what happens. You know, if I can make it happen, then good. If not, then it is what it is, you know. Because I got a lot of expensive hobbies. The racing's not cheap, you know, but it's something I enjoy doing with Levi. I really want to help my daughter get the Ford Bronco that she wants. She really wants that thing in a bad way, and I've been trying to find one that's got like a salvage title that we could buy, that, you know, her and I could kind of fix up together and make it what she wants. Because I don't care if it's got a salvage title, as long as we can register it, obviously, and as long as it's safe for her to drive. And if her and I fix it up, and or I drop it off to somebody and have them fix it up, I might be able to get it cheaper than you know, what it would cost to go out and buy one at a dealership somewhere. Because these dealerships are ripping people off, man, and it drives me nuts, you know. My wife's car, I paid $34,000 for it, I think, you know, 2 years ago, something like that, 3 years ago maybe, and they offered me $14,000 for that car, and they absolutely lost their mind, because it looks just as good today as the day I bought it, and it's only got like 40,000 more miles on it, so it shouldn't have dropped in value by half. You know, these dealerships rip you off, and it should be a crime what they're doing. You know, just like the vehicle, the trucks. It should 100% be a crime. But anyhow, guys, hit that like and subscribe. I appreciate each and every one of you. God bless you, and God bless the USA. Later.